Khu di tích trung tâm Hoàng Thành Thăng Long, Hà Nội có diện tích 20 ha, bao gồm khu khảo cổ học 18 Hoàng Diệu và các di tích còn sót lại trong khu di tích Thành cổ Hà Nội.
Ngược dòng lịch sử đăng ký kien di.
Good afternoon. We are students from HAS Hanoi Adelaide School, and we would like to have an interview with you. Are you willing to join us today? Thank you very much. So to start the interview today, where do you come from? What's your name?
I'm from Canada. My name's Lucas.
Thank you. And do you mind? We want to ask you a question. And what is the reason you visit Hua City, Hua Prison today?
I just heard it was there's lots to learn here. I was interested in the history of how the French dealt with the Vietnamese before when they were occupying, and what you guys did with it after you guys regained independence. So,
yes, that is really interesting. We have a lot of really big histories and events happening here. So, what is your thoughts on this place till now?
It's been really cool. I didn't know anything about it before today, and it's really terrifying. The prisons, I can't imagine spending years and years in those prison cells. So it's pretty insane to think about.
Yes, it's truly intense. And got a few other questions.
What have you learned from visiting Hua Long Prison today?
I just didn't know the conditions that everyone was kept in, and I also didn't know much about all this, about the attacks from the Americans during the Vietnam War. So it's interesting to learn about that too. So.
Okay, and what is the place that stands out the most to you?
Probably the single room confinement cells where they would keep the people for 10 months. That seems pretty. Yeah.
And what is the most emotional detail to you?
Probably that, and that they would still yeah, that they were like people escaping from the prison still, and still like here for years, and still like escaping and writing stuff. That's pretty interesting.
Thank you for your cooperation. Hope you have a nice evening.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
So hello, we are students from the HAS school in Hanoi, and today we have an interview that we want you to answer us. Yes. So,
Very good.
so just firstly, just some simple question. Where are you from?
I'm from Germany, from Cologne.
Oh, such a good city.
Good to see you. And what is the reason you've come to Hoa prison? You come to visit Hoa prison.
Well, first of all, I'm here in Vietnam to visit family, which lives in Da Nang. And we didn't know the north, and we want to get to know the country and the history. But it's my second time in Vietnam, so I have already learned about the time when the Vietnam War took place, but I hardly know anything about the previous history. But I'm not well familiar with the French colonialism, so it's quite amazing to see this, and I want to know a little bit about the history of your country.
Thank you. And what is the best detail that you remember about the Hoa prison?
Well, the best detail when I look at the hotel at Hilton Hanoi, the word best does not come to my mind because it sounds so positive.
I see.
But I know what you mean with your question.
Sorry.
No. There was no criticism of the language. It's a good question. I think it is to see how cruel people can be when they have prisoners. And I believe that it's not only something that the French did, but I believe that whenever people take other people hostage, whenever they have prisoners, this is when a society can show how decent it is. And most people, they don't act decently when they have prisoners. They act cruelly. And I think it's very important that when you have prisoners, you treat them fair. You see? And just to see that people were mistreated, that really goes to my heart.
Same here.
So it's okay. So what are your thoughts about this place?
What are my thoughts about?
About Hoa prison?
Sadly enough, I think it's not unique in the meaning that things like this only happened in Vietnam.
Yeah.
It's not unique. Things like this happened in the entire world. But my basic thought is that it symbolizes a time in history which was very sad, right? And I become to understand better why Vietnamese people are so proud of their history, because you had such a long time of being suppressed by the French, and it seems it must have been how many decades? 5 decades, 6 decades?
If I'm not wrong, it's just about more.
Yeah. So this really pops to your mind that now you meet all your people. You're all young, ambitious, and free, and you're proud to be Vietnamese. And when I meet people like you in the streets, you forget about that history, and then you come to realize. And I'm European. I'm European. It's a coincidence that it was France. Could have been Germany, and I'm very impressed. But I think what I basically think is the past and how proud you can be right now of the Vietnam that you have today.
Well, thank you for your answers.